Getting pregnant as a track and field athlete is often referred to as the kiss of death, as it marks the end of an athlete's career. Olympic gold medalist, entrepreneur, and proud mother Allyson Felix believes it shouldn't be this way. Allyson started a family while fighting to change her former sponsor's maternity policy, paving the way for others to receive greater protection and support. Stay tuned while we tell you all about her inspirational career. First up, Allyson's first pregnancy. Wes Felix, Allyson's older brother and agent, and Nike began contract renegotiations in September 2017, in which Nike proposed a 70% pay cut. Later in June 2018, Allyson told Wes she was pregnant, and fearing that Nike might take back the offer if it found Allyson was starting a family, the siblings hid her pregnancy. The fear wasn't entirely unfounded, given the company's past. Kara Goucher, an Olympic runner, left Nike in 2014, claiming that the company stopped paying her when she became pregnant with her son in 2010. Alyssa Montano, another former Nike runner, claimed the company also told her it would stop paying her when she became pregnant. Nike has stated that it has fulfilled its contractual obligations, which included the right to reduce athlete pay for any reason until late 2019. As she showed, she began training before dawn so no one could see her working out. She was dressed in baggy clothes. She invited about 15 people to her baby shower and asked guests not to bring phones. The 36-year-old had to sacrifice all the rituals of a first-time pregnancy because she feared losing financial security for the family she was about to start. The former track and field athlete said she felt isolated and lonely during those times and now doubts she was even pregnant because of how hard she tried to hide it. Up next, a major complication in a pregnancy. While pregnant with her daughter, Cameron, she developed preeclampsia, a blood pressure condition that can lead to life-threatening complications for both mother and child. The 11-time Olympic medalist did not know that Black women are disproportionately vulnerable to such complications. Allyson began when she learned she was pregnant, but her doctor never gave her a rundown on the do's and don'ts or warned her about the risk of preeclampsia. She had no reason to believe that her pregnancy would become so different from the birth plan or the ideal scenario she had carefully planned. So when she arrived at the doctor for a routine checkup at 32 weeks pregnant, the runner assumed it would be a routine visit. After all, aside from some swollen feet, which she'd assumed were a normal pregnancy side effect, she felt fine. The athlete never expected to be rushed to the hospital for an emergency C-section nearly 2 months before her due date. With her blood pressure dangerously high and her daughter's heart rate slowing to a crawl, Cameron was born 48 hours later, weighing 3 pounds and 7 ounces. She was in the newborn intensive care unit for more than a month before being released to her parents. She knows she was among the fortunate. Maternal and infant mortality rates in the United States lag behind those of most developed countries. Black women are 3 times more likely than other mothers to die from complications during pregnancy. Moving on, despite the traumatic experience, the athlete wasn't shown much sympathy. Allyson began training to qualify for the 2019 World Championship team within 6 weeks of giving birth. She hadn't recovered as quickly as she'd hoped, and even simple exercises like bringing her knees up to her chest caused pain because of the C-section. Meanwhile, negotiations with Nike were becoming increasingly tense. The company agreed to not apply any performance reductions to her pay for a year after childbirth. Nonetheless, it turned down her request to have the contract specifically state that these safeguards were related to pregnancy and childbirth. Nike didn't want to set a precedent for supporting future female athletes who wanted to start families, according to the 36-year-old. Now for all the discrimination she had faced. She's possibly the most decorated American track and field athlete in Olympic history. According to a 2019 CDC study, Black women were 5.2 times more likely than their white counterparts to die during pregnancy or childbirth. So if a healthcare system that leaves Black women at a higher risk of pregnancy complications and even death can affect someone as accomplished and well-resourced as her, she knows it could affect anyone. Even though everything ended up all right with Cameron's birth, America's vast racial disparities and marital mortality could have easily pointed to a different outcome. She felt she needed to testify before Congress on the topic. She told the House Ways and Means Committee that they needed to give women of color more support during their pregnancies since research showed obvious racial bias in the country's maternal health care system. Felix expressed her anger and concern about the situation as she talked to Insider about how all Black women and all women of color are at risk. She explained it doesn't matter how great medical care you have or if you're a professional athlete. What's more, Allyson made bigger leaps for herself and her fellow athletes. Felix accused Nike, her longtime sponsor and the sport's kingmaker, of penalizing her and her pregnant athletes in contract negotiations. The transition was hard. She risked losing her primary source of income and being barred from major meets. She then quickly left Nike and signed with Athleta, becoming the women's apparel brand first athlete sponsor, paving the way for Simone Biles to do the same in April. Then on June 23rd, Allyson announced the launch of Sage, her footwear and apparel line. Far from conforming to corporate expectations, the track and field star gained complete control over her career and legacy. After getting her medal in Tokyo, she became the most decorated female track and field athlete in Olympic history, having already won more world championship gold medals than any other athlete, and her influence now extends far beyond her records. Bianca Williams, a Nike-sponsored sprinter from the United Kingdom who was expecting a child in March 2020, contacted Felix. Nike had expanded payment protections for pregnant women and new mothers after Allyson called them out. Williams claims that Allyson was instrumental in her success and that she owes a debt of gratitude to her for speaking out, thereby affecting many women's lives. Let's talk about Allyson Felix's husband. While Felix, named one of Time's Women of the Year in 2022, has become a household name over the years. The sprinter announced her retirement from the sport at the World Track and Field Championships in July 2022. Besides her global fame and professional accomplishments, Felix has kept her personal life relatively private. However, her husband, Kenneth Ferguson, has been by her side for nearly 2 decades. Following up on who Kenneth Ferguson is. Her husband was born in Detroit, Michigan. He graduated from Mumford High School in 2003. He then went to the University of South Carolina, where he studied computer science. For nearly a decade, he was a celebrated athlete in his own right, specializing in the 110-meter and 400-meter hurdles and the 400-meter sprint. At the 2003 Pan American Junior Athletics Championships, he won gold medals in the 100-meter hurdles, 400-meter hurdles, and his 4,400-meter relay team. The sprinter competed for the South Carolina Gamecocks in college, adding to his impressive athletic resume. He won the Carson Adidas Track Classics in May 2007, but his best performance came the same year in Bémaux, France, when he ran the 400-meter dash in 45.91 seconds. Finishing up, a little bit about the couple's marriage and Ferguson's unwavering support. The couple has been together since 2004, according to the American track star's Instagram. According to USA Track and Field, the couple married in 2018, with only close friends and family in attendance. In a People 2020 interview, the Olympic global medalist revealed how she and her 6'1" husband keep the flames of romance alive by making time for each other. While the couple keeps their romance under wraps, Ferguson makes his feelings for his bride known, writing a loving birthday message to his wife in 2020. The couple has never revealed how they met, but both runners competed as juniors at the 2002 National Championships in Palo Alto, California. Ferguson has long been one of his wife's biggest supporters, with Felix frequently taking to social media to share photos and video clips of her beau and her daughter cheering from the stands. According to the New York Times, the University of South Carolina alum left his job at Chrysler in Michigan to move the family to Los Angeles so Allyson could train with her coach ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. That's a wrap for this video. Did hearing about Allyson's hard work and motivation inspire you as much as we did? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.